Hello, friends. What happens when the ruler of the world believes he's a gladiator? For Rome, it ended in blood because the Emperor Commodus lived like a showman, ruled like a tyrant, and died by the hands of his own household. Commodus was the son of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. The world expected greatness from him. After all, what could go wrong when Rome's wisest emperor left the throne to his own flesh and blood? But where Marcus was calm, thoughtful, and disciplined, Commodus was reckless, arrogant, and obsessed with spectacle. It was as if the gods had given Rome a cruel joke. The empire of laws and legions now had an emperor who wanted to play games. And play he did. Commodus loved the arena, not just as a patron, not just as a sponsor, but as a performer. He fought in staged battles, killing wild beasts with a bow, stepping into the sand as though he were one of the gladiators. For the people of Rome, it was both thrilling and disturbing. An emperor was supposed to be above such things. Yet Commodus demanded applause, demanding the crowd hail him as Hercules reborn. But behind the theatrics was a darker truth. Commodus ruled with cruelty and paranoia. He executed senators for imagined plots, taxed the empire to feed his vanity, and renamed Rome itself Colonia Commodiana, the colony of Commodus. He believed himself divine, a living god, and expected everyone else to bow to his fantasy. The Senate seethed with resentment. The elite whispered in secret, but none dared move openly against him. For more than a decade, Commodus tightened his grip, mixing blood and showmanship, surrounding himself with flatterers and sycophants. Yet even emperors are not safe in their palaces when they make enemies of everyone around them. The end came not in the arena, but in his own chambers. It was New Year's Eve, 192 CE. Commodus planned to begin the next year with a grand entrance, not as emperor, but as consul dressed in a gladiator's gear. To Rome's senators, it was the final humiliation, proof that their ruler had descended fully into madness. Enough was enough. His mistress, Marcia, discovered she was on a list of people Commodus planned to execute. Fearing for her life, she conspired with others close to him, his chamberlain, his advisors, even his wrestling partner. That night, they offered Commodus a poisoned cup of wine. He drank. The poison worked slowly, not quickly enough for the conspirators' comfort. Desperate to finish what they started, they called in Narcissus, a professional wrestler and Commodus's own sparring companion. In the darkness of the bathhouse, Narcissus did what Rome's legions and Senate had not dared. He strangled the emperor with his bare hands. Commodus, the self-proclaimed Hercules, died not in glorious combat, but gasping beneath the strength of another man. His body was buried quietly, and the Senate declared him a public enemy. Statues were toppled, names erased, memories cursed. The emperor who fancied himself immortal was scrubbed from Rome's history books as though he had never existed. And yet, he has never truly vanished. The shadow of Commodus lingers, not just because of the stories of cruelty, but because his reign symbolized something fragile in Rome itself. For centuries, the empire had survived on discipline, tradition, and the idea that Rome was greater than any one man. Commodus shattered that illusion. His rule showed how quickly greatness could decay into farce, how easily power could slip from philosophy to spectacle, from Marcus Aurelius to the emperor who thought himself a gladiator. So was Commodus merely mad? Or was he the symptom of a Rome already sick, an empire tired and bloated, laughing at its own decline? His death did not save Rome. It was only the beginning of deeper troubles. But his life, his obsession, his downfall remind us of a timeless truth. Even the mightiest empire can be brought low when its leaders trade wisdom for vanity, and when spectacle replaces substance. Commodus wanted to be remembered as Hercules reborn. Instead, he is remembered as the emperor strangled in his own bath. A tragic figure, a dangerous fool, and a lesson that power without wisdom always ends the same way, gasping for breath in the shadows.